Am I the a-hole for getting a DNA test to see if I share the same DNA as both my parents, even though my mom specifically demanded since I was a child that I never do so? This post is longer than originally intended. You've been warned. I, 19F, have always wanted to get a DNA test due to a strange suspicion that I might not be related to one or both of my parents. My mom, 39F, who we'll call Alexa, has always treated me and my brother, 18M, who is only a year younger than me, very differently. I was hit more than him. I got in more trouble even when he did the same bad things I did as a child. She was much more affectionate with him than with me. Alexa would constantly go through my iPod and iPhone while I was growing up and would hit me over anything minor or major she found. She never went through my brother's phone, even after he got his girlfriend pregnant when he was only 16. He was never grounded for more than a day, whereas I would be grounded for weeks at a time. I was labeled the rebel child, but now that I'm older, I realize I was just doing what most dumb kids and teenagers do, honestly, not even as bad as many others. Anyway, my dad, 41M, has never really had an opinion on me taking a DNA test and is very nonchalant about everything. Mainly because Alexa low-key controls him in a strange way that somehow works for them. We weren't close, and he was barely present in my life. I've always wanted to get tested to see if we share the same DNA, but when I lived with my family, I knew that would never be possible. I now live with my spouse 1,000 miles away from where I used to live and have been for almost 2 years due to the toxicity at home and being unhappy there. So I finally said screw it and paid for a DNA kit. When my wife and I recently visited my family for the holidays last month, we were playing a card game. One of the cards said, "Drink if you've ever gotten a DNA test." I drank slowly just to see Alexa's reaction. Her mood instantly changed. She said, "You're joking, right? Are you stupid?" The table went completely quiet. My wife gave me the most scared look, and I panicked. I honestly thought Alexa would feel differently by now, especially since I don't live with her anymore, so technically it wasn't her decision. I awkwardly laughed and said I was joking. The reason I thought Alexa might have changed her mind is because her oldest sister took a DNA test in August 2024, and it connected her with a relative. It turned out to be Alexa's and her sister's long-lost sister that they never knew existed. I know the situation is different because I'm Alexa's daughter, but still. I sent my DNA kit out in mid-December, and I'm supposed to get my results back sometime between early and mid-February. I don't even know if I'll have the guts to open them when the time comes because it feels like the ultimate betrayal of my mother. Growing up, I promised her I would never do it. And I did it anyway, because she couldn't physically stop me. Another thing I want to add is that I have a completely different last name than anyone else in my family, including extended family. My mom kept her family's last name until she hyphenated it to add my dad's last name. My dad and my brother share the same last name. I'm the only one who doesn't. Whenever I question this, Alexa would become defensive and never actually explain where my last name came from or why I'm the only person on both sides of the family with it. I also don't share my parents' features. My brother looks like a male version of my mom. Both of my parents have freckles on their face and body, and I have none. I have green in my eyes, while everyone else in my family has dark brown eyes. There are more minor things like this as well. I'm used to being honest and open with my mother, so this feels like a massive stab in the back. I can't help but feel guilty for even buying the DNA kit in the first place. My curiosity was eating me alive, and it was an impulsive purchase meant to give me peace of mind. I'm stuck between whether I should tell my parents about the DNA test, regardless of what the results say, if I even decide to look at them at all. With all of that being said, am I the a-hole for purchasing something against Alexa's wishes from my childhood that could potentially ruin family relationships? Edit 1. Alexa claimed that when she gave birth to me, nobody was in the delivery room. Later, when it was brought up again, she said her mom and her 2 sisters were there. She also claimed my dad wasn't in the delivery room because he was sleeping at home. Years later, she told me that she and my dad were broken up when she was pregnant with me when she gave birth. However, my dad was present throughout her pregnancy and delivery with my younger brother. Alexa also randomly told me that her ex-boyfriend tried reaching out to her 2 to 3 years ago and that she blocked and ignored him. When I asked why he would try to contact her after all these years, she got defensive and refused to talk about it. Another strange interaction happened when I was much younger. I asked Alexa about her boyfriends before my dad. She said she didn't want to tell me because she thought I'd say something stupid. After I kept pushing, she told me she had gotten pregnant by him but had a miscarriage. She didn't explain how it happened, just that it did. As a kid, I made a silly joke and said, "Imagine he's my dad?" Because I've always joked about being adopted. She became extremely angry and yelled at me for saying stupid shit. Alexa has also always been very secretive about my documents whenever I needed them for school and other things. She has always refused to give me my birth certificate, saying I'd lose it because I'm irresponsible. She gave me every document except my birth certificate. Now that I think about it, I've asked for it more times than I can count, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it. I will check again in case I overlooked it. Edit 2. I will be ordering a new copy of my birth certificate to see whose names are listed. I understand that even if my dad's name is on it, that does not necessarily mean he is my biological father. I did legally change my last name when my wife and I got married, since my previous last name held no meaning or significance to me. This won't interfere with the DNA results, right? Note: you do not need a birth certificate to get married. Look it up. All they asked for was proof of identification for both me and my wife. We only used our IDs. Small update. First, it's been 3 days since I last posted. I appreciate everyone for the helpful comments and for opening my eyes to other possibilities that I hadn't considered. I also apologize for any confusion or mistakes. This is my first Reddit post. I took everyone's advice and ordered my own birth certificate. 2 days ago, I texted Alexa asking for my birth certificate. She hesitated and made me explain why I wanted it before saying she would send it. It has now been 2 days, and I haven't heard from her. Alexa went on a trip out of state today. She normally texts me when she boards a flight, lands, or arrives at the airport because I have a fear of planes. This time, I received nothing. She's been completely silent. Because of that, I don't think she plans on sending it, so I ordered my own copy, which is estimated to arrive on February 17th. For everyone suggesting my brother take a DNA test, I will try my best to have him do one as well. The test I took was Ancestry DNA. I know he would do it for me once I explain everything, as he understands how Alexa was growing up, especially toward me. My results are estimated to come in by February 7th. I will probably update when they arrive unless something else happens. Feel free to ask questions, and I'll answer when I can. Thank you to everyone who messaged me privately with support. Final update. Hi, it's been 11 days since my last post. If you're new here, I added a link at the end of my post to my original story. This was originally posted in the Ada subreddit, but I can only make one update there, so I'll have to change it later. I apologize for any confusion. And yes, I'm female, for those calling me he. Lol, I was supposed to receive my Ancestry DNA results today, but they were delayed and won't arrive for another 2 weeks. I ordered my own personal copy of my birth certificate since Alexa refuses to send me mine. This coming Tuesday will make 2 weeks since Alexa and I last spoke, which is very unusual. The longest we usually go without talking is 3 days, and even that's rare. Alexa has completely ghosted me since I asked for my birth certificate. 2 days after that conversation, she left on a trip. Every single time she flies, she texts me when she boards, lands, and arrives safely. This time, she didn't tell me anything. She did, however, text my brother, who rarely even responds to her. While she doesn't have to tell me, it's not normal behavior for her. When she returned from her trip, she still didn't reach out to me. This only adds to my suspicion. I called my brother and explained what's been happening and how Alexa has been ghosting me for almost 2 weeks. I asked if I could buy him a DNA kit so we could see how closely we're related. To my surprise, he said yes. He admitted he's always wanted to do one anyway and agreed even more once I told him it would be free. We decided he'll take the test when he visits me and my wife, so Alexa won't find out. Alexa normally sends me TikToks or Instagram reels, at least 10 a day. She hasn't sent me a single one, though I can see she's still active and reposting. I replied to one post she sent the day after our conversation about my birth certificate, and she left me on read. I don't know what Alexa thinks she's accomplishing by ghosting me when I'm likely going to find out the truth eventually. But this will probably permanently damage our relationship. My 20th birthday is in 2 months. The last time we spoke on the phone, she wanted to call me back to plan a visit. She never did. At this point, I don't even know if I want that anymore. I'm torn between reaching out and staying silent, but I'm too angry to have a calm, productive conversation right now. For now, I'll answer any questions. Thank you to everyone who reached out privately and offered support and kindness.